Hello all, welcome back to Shave with Peg Leg. Excuse me, while I slide around on the floor here. My chair keeps sliding. It's like every time I take a breath it moves backwards. Alright. Today's face shave. Just the crap you gotta deal with in life, right? Today's face shave. Twig Thorn. Yes, I opened it up because I don't know if you guys have a twig or a thorn. I don't know if this is normal or not. It's like 500 freaking turns to get this thing open. We're gonna use a leaf blade that came with it just to give it a try. First time with the razor, let's use the blade they recommend. Yeah, we've done that before, haven't we? And now, 500 turns later, we'll close it. Is this odd or is this normal for one of these razors to that many flipping turns? It's a good thing I don't have arthritis yet. If I had arthritis, I'd be screwed. All right. And the soap. All December. What the Face Silent Night. Excellent scent. I should know this by now, but I don't. Honey, vanilla, dried fruits, sheer musk, floral jasmine, and sweet musk. And I mostly pick up on this. I mostly pick up the honey right off the hit. It reminds me of my Heslinger's soap, the honey puck that I have. It reminds me a lot of that honey, that strong honey scent. But it also, you get the musk, and I think it's the sweet musk I pick up more than the sheer because it's got a sweet tinge to it. So we'll go with that. Well, I was trying to spend more money earlier. I did spend more money on something, which you'll see in a few days when it gets here. But I was trying to buy a Gillette toggle. Now, if you don't know what the price of toggles are, in a case, in their original box with their original blades and all the good stuff that they come in, they run $600 to $800. And that will depend also on if it's a 1960 or a 1955. And the 1955s are higher. So anyways, there was a gold one with no box on eBay going, at the time I put it in my watch list, it was at $228, which is a good price. Now see, I always rail about expensive razors. I'm not talking about new razors. Vintage and antique ones are going to be more because of the simple fact they are vintage and antique. Antiques are always expensive. All right, first swipe with the Thorn. In mercury, not black. This is mercury. So anyways, sitting there waiting on the auction to end because I was watching the price tick up a little bit. It got to, a couple more people bid on it. It got to $238. And I was like, okay, I'll wait. And I was going to do my normal, wait till like 5 or 6 seconds left in the auction, and then place my bid. And pray that I put in enough that, because what a lot of people do is they'll put in the max that they want to spend. say the max they want to spend was 300 on that razor. They would put 300 in, and then if somebody clicks, say it was 228 and the next bid was 230, somebody clicks 230, it would automatically jump that they would bid 232 and knock that person back out of the auction. So anyways, I always wait till the last few seconds. But as I was watching this click up, I had to take a chance, and I put in 275. It's like, yeah, it's a lot for a razor, but it's a toggle. It was a 1960. It wasn't a 55. That was the only thing that got me. Did okay, not great. I don't know. Maybe it's just the blade. It did okay though. It's not a great one-pass shave. So I waited. I got my last like 5 seconds, and I clicked my 275 bid. And somebody must have come in after my 275 bid and tried to bid higher than that, because it went to, as soon as my bid was confirmed, it said I was outbid at 282, and this is all in a span of 5 seconds. The screens were 282, and then sold 295. So I don't know, it all happened so quick, I don't really know if anybody had put in 300 as their max bid or not, or if they were just sitting on it waiting. Either way, I lost out. Which is fine. There'll be another one eventually. But like I said, this one was cheap because there was no box or anything. It was just a razor, and it did have some wear marks on it. And I was researching yesterday. I researched it that who replates toggles, and as far as I could tell, and I didn't check Razor Emporium, I checked like the other places that do razor plating, and none of them do toggles anymore because they're so difficult to do. So I was like, okay, either I just ride it the way it is, or I would have to send it to Razor Emporium and pay their outrageous prices. But in the end, it really didn't matter. I'm hoping that's the blade, because that's a crappy for second pass. It's absolute garbage. Compared to that Ever Ready shave I did, which I didn't show you guys the next day when I did my head shave. I forgot to show you. I was like somebody that would shave in the morning and then have a little bit of 5 o'clock growth, not a lot. That's what I was like, a little bit of 5 o'clock growth. And that was 24 hours later. It was like, damn, that thing shaved me super tight and clean. But the alum block did tell me it did shave me tight. Okay, I'm gonna have to adjust things. I'm starting to sweat my ass off in here. Okay, December 10th, 1911. What happened, guys? Mr. Calbreth Perry Rogers finished the first transcontinental flight of the United States. In 1911, the first transcontinental flight of the United States. Wow. I made this looser than I thought I did. A freaking chair is just... I started off right up against the counter, and 10 minutes later, I'm 5 feet away. This thing's driving me nuts today, this chair. I'm gonna have to get some airplane chocks, chock the wheels so it doesn't move. Keep me from going anywhere. All right, he did that. He first transcontinental flight United States. Wow. I usually don't get this feeling that I'm having right through here right now, where it's like irritation. I normally don't get that. Like I said, this is like one of the last, if not the last, modern razor I was looking to get. And I got it on the Black Friday deals. So anyways, Roger Calbreth Perry Rogers, transcontinental flight of the United States. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, he did this in December 10th. He finished it. All right, this is how quick this happened. In June 1911, Rogers was visiting with his cousin John, a naval aviator who had been studying with the Wright Company at the time and attending the factory and attending flying school in Dayton, Ohio. And Calbreth met up with his cousin John there, and he got interested in aviation, decided, all right, I'm going to take flying lessons. He took 90 minutes of flying lessons, 90 minutes. You can't even get a driver's license in this country in less than 90 minutes anymore. From Orville Wright, and purchased a Wright Flyer with his cousin John, and that was June of 1911. And in August 7th of 1911, he took his official flying examination at Huffman Prairie and became the 49th aviator licensed to fly by the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale from France. He was one of the first civilians to purchase an airplane also with his cousin. I'm hoping that's the blade because I need a complete fourth pass. That is oh shit. And that's the Thorn too. Unless I just got a bad one, but I'm thinking it's the blade. I will do it again at a future date with a different blade. Because right now, this blade is El Shito. I've taken craps that were sharper than that, I think. But it's irritating the shit out of my skin. Oh my God. I've got some serious skin irritation on my neck that I normally don't get. So, leaf blades, for me, crap. Okay. I'm going to go against the grain again. If you like leaf blades, good for you. But they're crap for me. You know, I've seen other people use leaf blades and they didn't have a problem with them. Okay, so Rogers, instead of flying home when he bought his plane and everything, he entered the 1911 Chicago International Aviation Meet, where he competed with the leading aviators of the time. He set several records, including a duration record, and he won $11,285 in prize money. Now, this is a guy that had taken a 90-minute flying lesson. Then he goes out and sets records. Now, we have to back up a little further. On October 10th of 1910, publisher William Randolph Hearst offered the Hearst Prize of $50,000 US to the first aviator to fly coast to coast in either direction in less than 30 days from start to finish in the United States. fly from the East Coast to West Coast or West Coast to East Coast. Did not matter. Just had to do it in less than 30 days. And we think about that, it's what, a 3-hour flight to cross the country now? 4-hour flight, something like that? 5 hours? I don't know. I've never flown that far. Yeah, 30 days. So Rogers persuaded J. Ogden Armour of J. Ogden Armour of Armoring Company to sponsor his flight. And in return, he named the plane after Armour's grape drink, the Vin Fizz. And it was a Wright Brothers Model EX that he had purchased. I bring my notes down here where I can see them better. And the whole thing about the flight is you have to have a whole support team to travel with you. Now, Rogers' plan was to fly along over railroad tracks, and a train would follow him with 4 cars, a sleeper, a diner, and 2. One was a shop, and one was a parts wagon. Had all the parts like to rebuild the plane, and they would follow him along on the tracks, and he would fly over the tracks for his route to get across the country, because it was safer that way. And if he had to put down, he could always land in the field and they could do whatever, which they had to do. Okay, it was only 3 cars. I'm sorry, it was 3 cars. There was a parts wagon, a dining car, and a sleeper car. He left Sheepshead Bay, New York on September 17th, 1911. Now you got to remember, this guy just got his license in June of 1911. And it's in September of 1911, he's planning a cross-country flight. Very, very brave. And he left at 4:30 p.m. He reached Chicago. One of the only mandatory stop on the flight across the country was Chicago. You had to stop in Chicago. And it was a worldwide event. Everybody knew about it. Pictures in the paper, everything. It was celebrated that he flew from New York to Chicago. All right, from there he flew south through the Midwest. Instead of crossing the Rockies, he flew south to Texas, got to San Antonio, and made a right turn towards the Pacific. And on November 5th of 1911, remember, he left it September 17th. September, October, November. November 5th, 12 days short of 3 months, he landed at Tournament Park in Pasadena, California at 4:04 p.m. in front of 20,000 people, and he missed the prize deadline by 19 days. But it's supposed to be a 30-day flight, but it took him 3 months. I don't know how they counted that, because this is what it says. He missed the deadline by 19 days, but 90 days or 78 days and 30 days and 19 days. Just that math don't work there. So something had to be, I mean, thinking flight time just in the air. Don't ask me. I didn't write the article. Just going to go with that. And then on the 12th, he stayed in Pasadena from November 5th, 1911 to November 12th, 1911. And he took off again, but he crashed at Compton in California. And after the Vin Fizz was repaired on December 10th, 1911, he reached Long Beach, California, and flew for some time over the Pacific Ocean, landed on the beach, and drove the plane straight into the water in front of 50,000 people. Guess they got their money's worth to come out and watch him for free. On that flight across the country, he carried the first transcontinental U.S. mail pouch. The whole trip was 70 stops for sleep, repairs, refueling, everything. I'm through here, a little bit there. Hang on, guys. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna have to. I have got some serious irritation on my neck from this. I'm hoping it's the blade, because otherwise, in all honesty, it was a crap shave. Didn't cut me or anything. It just, I'm definitely having to blame the blade. It just wouldn't cut. I've got so much still here. I'm using my Rockwell 6C 6 blade with a Supermax Blue Diamond titanium blade. Unlike its 5th use. I just keep it over here for spare things like this. Total crap shave. Not happy with that at all. The worst part about it was the irritation I got from it. Oh my God, that had to be it just had to be the blade. I still got some right here. What the hell's going on today? Maybe this blade has reached its limit too. All right, that's better. I got a wee bit right here, but I don't know if I'm gonna chase it. Yeah, I am. Hang on. You see this with the chair? It keeps moving. It keeps scooting backwards. Alright, we're going to do this. Stick it right up my nose. It's a great scent. It really is. Don did well on that one. Really did. Okay, here we go. You see that? See how far it scooted back again? I don't know what the hell's wrong with it today. I think I'm going to have to adjust the brakes on this thing. I don't know if it's sliding on the carpet or if it's the brakes are loose. I'll check the brakes. See if they're tight. See if I need to tighten them up. Alright, that's good. I hate to put alum on my face at this point. I really do. Because I'm going to freaking light up like a Christmas tree. So, on April 3rd, 1912, remember, yeah, that's like a 2 on the face. Oh, that's like a 4 over here and like a 6 over here. You got to remember, Rogers didn't get his pilot's license until June of 1911. So on April 3rd of 1912, less than a year later, while making an exhibition flight over Long Beach, California, he flew into a flock of birds that caused his plane to plummet out of the sky into the ocean, where his neck was broken and his thorax damaged by the impact. So he was taken down by birds, something that still happens to planes today. The original flyers, you know, the ones that were meant to fly, birds, yeah. They were like, nope, this is our sky, buddy, get out. And they dropped him. I doubt if they said that, but that's what happened. Anyways. And his crash was just a few hundred feet from where he drove the Vin Fizz into the ocean after his transcontinental flight. Ironic, huh? That was not the Vin Fizz. That was his backup plane for the flight, his cross-country flight. That was his backup plane. His widow donated the Vin Fizz to the Smithsonian Institution, where it is still on display in the Smithsonian. He was the 127th airplane fatality at that time in 1912 since aviation began, and he was the 22nd American aviator to die in an accident. He was also the first pilot to be killed by birds. But again, which Hazel? 1911, right? That was what? 111 years ago, right? Almost 112 years ago. He was able to, in less than 3 months, total time, cross the country in a plane. We do it in a few hours now, but still, back then, that was an accomplishment. Silent Night aftershave? That really was an accomplishment back then. And we're going to use Dove Men Care Ultra Hydra cream. That's a lot. That's okay. Put some on the arms too. See, I like finding stories like that because that's, you don't learn, I didn't learn that stuff in school. I mean, we learned about the Wright brothers, but we never talked about the first guy to fly across the country in a plane, do the first mail delivery across the country in a plane, which he did. We never learned about the Hearst Challenge to first one to do it in less than 30 days gets $50,000. Never heard about that. I mean, that's interesting stuff. That's part of our history. That's part of aviation history too. That's stuff that you just don't hear about. What I don't ever hear about is this razor being bad. I've never heard anything bad about the blades either, but man, they suck for me. I will try that with a different blade at another time. Not the next shave though. Next shave I got something else lined up. But yeah, that'll have to wait till down the road sometime because it's going to take a few days for my skin to get over the irritation that thing caused. Holy crap, that was a shit blade. If they work for you, well, glad for you because they sure as hell didn't work for me. Alright guys, I'm going to call it quits on that. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget the affiliate link. When we hit $25, I will get a $25 gift card to the razor company giveaway to you guys. Don't forget the links to the 4 channels I will put in the description box. Hopefully they'll work this time. I don't know what the hell happened last time. I had to go back and change them all to make them work. let's subscribe to those guys and build their numbers the way they're supposed to be built. And with that, I will say, down with the babbling fat guy in the camera. You're in the chair next, and hopefully it'll sit still and not back up like it already has again. And happy shaves out there, guys.